and welcome to the 2024 Big West Women's Volleyball Preview presented by the Hawaiian Islands. I'm Chloe Clark, joined by Rob Espero, and we're set to bring you all the players, coaches, stats, and stories you'll need to get ready for the 2024 Big West Women's Volleyball season. Rob, let's start this inaugural preview with a look back on how last season ended. You and I were both in Long Beach for the first Big West Women's Volleyball Championship, and the atmosphere was electric.
No doubt, Chloe. What an amazing 3 days of volleyball we witnessed in Long Beach last November. Long Beach State was the 4th seed, but was able to get by UC Irvine and the top seed UCSB before falling in the final to the number 2 seed, the Rainbow Wahine of the University of Hawaii. The Big West also led all conferences in championship attendance a year ago. So I can't wait to see what this year's championship on the campus of UC Irvine has in store for us.
Well, before we get into the championship, we have another ultra-competitive regular season, and all 11 Big West teams have dreams of taking home that Big West crown. After a quick break, our 2024 preview begins with a look at CSUN, Long Beach State, and UC San Diego. All that and more right here when the 2024 Big West Women's Volleyball Preview presented by the Hawaiian Islands returns.
It's easy to play it safe, but that's not our story. Only the bold. It's our mission. A call for risk takers and change makers to shine. In the classroom, in the community, and in competition. Bold is our past, our future, our passion. Bold is the next level. The Big West, only the bold.
The word malama translates to taking care. We malama the land that feeds us. All of that energy that's being put in the ground gets transferred into food. It allows us as a people to thrive as well.
Learn how you can malama Hawaii at gohawaii.com/malama.
There are places on this planet where the sunset truly outdoes itself. Where music is as constant as the urge to be barefoot. Where you're welcomed with love, respect, and a soundtrack. Outrigger Resorts and Hotels. Come be here.
The Hawaiian Islands presents the 2024 Outrigger Big West Women's Volleyball Championship. See the Big West top 6 teams battle it out for a conference crown and an automatic berth in the NCAA tournament. A record crowd packed last year's championship, so order your tickets today. Help us smash the record at the Bren Events Center on the campus of UC Irvine, November 27th, 29th, and 30th. For more information, go to bigwest.org/WVBchamps.
Welcome back to the 2024 Big West Women's Volleyball Preview presented by the Hawaiian Islands. Now here's Chloe with a closer look at the schedule for the CSUN Matadors.
This year, the Matadors have a schedule that includes a lineup of 4 games in 5 days. Cal Baptist on September 17th, Washington State on September 19th, and a back-to-back versus Portland September 20th and 21st. Rob sat down with CSUN head coach Achilles Montoya to talk about the upcoming season.
Well, Achilles, you're one of 3 first-year coaches in the Big West, and if you go with 4 years or less, that's about half the conference with young coaches. But first of all, what's it like for you to be in the Big West and back in Southern California?
Yeah, it's a really exciting time. I think you look at the Big West as one of the premier, if not the premier mid-major conferences in the country. And it's fantastic volleyball top to bottom. So a really exciting time to be a part of it, but exciting time to be here at CSUN as well. I'm just really grateful and excited to get after it in a couple days.
Well, you're now the 9th head coach in CSUN history, but what are your thoughts on the new position and the competition on the Big West after seeing last year the first ever Big West Women's Volleyball Championship?
Yeah, it is fantastic. I'm really excited to be here. There's a ton of history at CSUN, which I knew about before, being partially on the men's side as a player myself. But the Big West also just produces a ton. You got a bunch of Olympians and whatnot. And I'm excited to be a part of that, carry on that tradition, and try to compete and find ourselves in those championships, which I think is fantastic that there's a tournament. Do or die volleyball is some of my favorite type of volleyball, and I'm excited to pursue that with this program.
Well, as a new coach, though, you have to set certain expectations, but what kind of goals do you have for yourself here in this program, being that it is your first year?
I think sometimes goals can be dangerous. I don't want our program at any point in the season to see a goal that we set early on and now it's not attainable. I think ultimately we want to strive to make it into that tournament and find ourselves healthy, confident, and dangerous going into it. It's the top 6 teams, may change down the road and whatnot, but anything can happen because this conference top to bottom is really scary. Definitely you get into that top 6 means that you're doing something right. So I think ultimately we want to be confident going into it, and then anything can happen from that point on.
I know that you weren't here last year, but based on what you have coming back, who do you expect to step up here in the 2024 season? I
think ultimately, we brought in a whole lot. So we got 9 new players coming into this roster here since I took over. A lot of them I had history with before in recruiting, playing against, and all that. So we're really excited about a lot of the transfers we have, but we had a fantastic core that we're bringing in. EA, Tatiana, Leah Miller, and Paige Sentis, and all the other ones that had, roles. They did fantastic things in spring, and we're really excited to see what it looks like. Although we might be perceived as young, I think have a lot of fantastic experience, whether it's really good individual accolades or being a part of success. And so we're really excited to bring them on and adapt and change what CSUN volleyball means moving forward.
Excellent, Coach. Well, I thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to catching you soon.
Awesome. Thanks so much for your time. Take care.
This season, Long Beach State will take on Oregon September 1st, Washington State on September 20th, and Pepperdine on September 21st. That's a few big games on the schedule this year. Now here's Rob with Long Beach State's Natalie Regan for an inside look at the beach.
All right, I'm hanging out with the Long Beach State head coach and our first season interim head coach, Natalie Regan. Natalie, great to be with you today.
Hey, Rob. Thanks for having me.
Let's jump right into it. I know that this will be an exciting one for you, but the first question is that Long Beach State hosted the first ever Big West Women's Volleyball Championship. And how was it like hosting such a marquee event in your home venue? And how was it like for your staff, administration, and all your student athletes?
It was amazing. We were so honored to be able to host that tournament in its inaugural year. Was a really big deal for us. So it was really important to us that we did a good job with hosting, and we were so thankful. The Big West staff did an amazing job of making sure it was a flawless event, and it was very, very exciting for us to have a packed pyramid playing Hawaii in the finals.
Well, you're coming off that season as an assistant coach of the 2023 Big West Championship runner-up team, but how do you build on that momentum that you had playing in that championship match in front of a raucous, high-energy crowd?
We went through a big transition as a program this spring, and I have to mention the previous head coach did an incredible job of making sure that transition was smooth, and we were all in a good place, and so I'm really thankful for that. We had 0 people in the transfer portal, and that is a really, really big feat for us, and I think that speaks volumes to the culture that the girls have built here, and so carrying that culture into this fall, but also just the hunger and that unfinished business that we have from last fall. We have a mission, and we're ready to go get it.
Well, pursuing that goal about getting back into the Big West Championships, you return a lot of key important pieces, and I want you to share about who those pieces are. And obviously you start off with a setter in Zayna Meyer, but it goes to Lisa Gee and a few others beyond that. But you talk about how this team is going to look like veteran wise.
Yeah, we return a lot. So I think we returned 6 out of our 8 starters, 6 out of our 9. We graduated 4 incredible seniors last year, and we are going to miss their leadership tremendously. But they did such a great job of making sure that baton was handed off well. So we have a lot of incredible leaders rising. Zaina Meyer will be at the helm of that, running our show, and she's really excited to get her fourth season going here. And then we also return Cameron Bacon in the middle. Elisa Gee and Abby Carrick are returning on the left side for us. And then Lisa's going through some knee stuff right now, so she's recovering from that. And then Natalie Glenn is also returning. And we have quite a few liberos back in our gym. So we've got quite a few returners that are exciting for us. And then some redshirt freshmen coming out of their redshirt year that have been training with us for a year. So we're really excited about this upcoming fall.
Well, Natalie, I appreciate your time here today, and I look forward to catching your beach team in the upcoming weeks.
Thanks for taking the time, Rob. We'll see you on the floor.
UC San Diego has a few matchups to watch out for this year, including the Erie Insurance Invitational versus James Madison and Western Michigan, September 12th and 13th. They will also play USC at the SoCal Cup on September 21st. Rob has more with Triton's head coach, Melanie Green.
First year head coach at UC San Diego. That's the Triton's Melanie Green. Great speaking with you today. And I wanted to hit you up with a first and most obvious question. First of all, welcome to the Big West. And with it being your inaugural year at the helm as head coach, why did you choose to come to UC San Diego?
You know, it was really a wonderful opportunity where the doors just swung wide open. I've been at San Diego State for the last 15 years. And so when this opportunity arose, it was just a blessing, and we're all in it together.
In 2024, UCSD becomes postseason eligible, which will be exciting for you. Had they been postseason eligible in 2023, they would have been that final spot into the championship. From that team, you bring back some pretty core pieces in middle blocker Emily McDaniel, center opposite Lauren Booker, and outside hitter Ava McInnes, who was an offensive powerhouse for the Tritons last year. How do you feel about the opportunity to potentially play in the postseason, not only in the Big West Women's Volleyball Championship, but also potentially the NCAAs?
I am ecstatic to bring them back. They are going to be a big piece of our success. Their leadership, I'm looking to make an impact for us this season. So, you know, with those returners who have made an impact on the team last year, we absolutely are looking to some of our transfers to be impact players as well. And so, you know, we are excited to add the value of the personalities and the additional leadership pieces that these players have. And so, you know, with that said, the talent is there and the attitude is there. And like I said, you know, these players are on a different level, even coming from the school I was, as far as just the mindset and the excellence. They already get it. You know, they excel at school. I know our average GPA last year was a 3.7 in the last quarter. You know, that's unheard of for a lot of schools. And so they've already mastered just that mindset in the classroom. And so it's easier for them to grasp the culture we're trying to create in the gym of excellence and what that looks like with work ethic, with attitude every single day. And so, like I said, I am super excited to have those players that are returning, and then also the new players that we intend to bring in to add to what we already have.
Well, it's another great segue into my next question for you, Melanie. It's what new faces could we see taking court for the Tritons in 2024?
Sure. You know, we have some freshmen that are coming in that we're pretty excited about. We think Audrey Hollis might be, you know, one of those players that's going to be getting time. We have a few transfers. Kaylee Wakataki coming from Taft College. We have Kylie Priest that's coming from USD. She's an outside hitter that was a part of the Final Four team with USD. And so, you know, we're really looking forward to some of those players potentially seeing some playing time. They know what they can add, and they're ready to kick butt every single day. So I'm excited for those players, you know, 1 through 20 on our roster. So as impactful as, you know, you think 1 or 2 or 3 are, it's from 1 to 20. You know, you're never going to be, you know, a team that can come out just operating just 1 to 6. So that's why it's important for us. We were very selective on who we wanted on our team. You know, it's very much going to be day to day, very impactful to see these personalities. And we believe we have the right combination, the right people on the bus who are going to take, you know, this team to a championship.
Thank you so much, Head Coach Melanie Green of UC San Diego in her first season. Appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. Go Tritons.
Rob, CSUN, Long Beach State, and UC San Diego all have new head coaches. What are you most looking forward to heading into this new season?
Well, these three coaches bring a great new charisma and energy as well as experience. They bring in that X factor that could hopefully push these teams into the Big West Championship. One thing is for certain, though, these coaches know how to win.
Great stuff. After the break, we'll take a look at Cal State Bakersfield, UC Davis, and UC Irvine. Don't go away.
Jersey Mike's freshly slices it right in front of you. The authentic Jersey way. You can't fake that. And look, you can fake a lot of stuff these days. You can fake my outfit, but you can't fake freshly sliced turkey. You can fake these haunches, but you can't fake freshly sizzled bacon. Nay, you just can't fake a freshly sliced Jersey sub. It's nice to be back in my real body. Number 13, please. Made the authentic Jersey way since 1956. It's a Jersey Mike's thing, a sub above.
This is a story about strength. It wakes up early in the morning, stays up late, moves mountains, and travels the world. It makes adventure and hard work possible. Strength delivers food to tables, packages to doorsteps, products to stores, and kids to practice. It shows up everywhere you show up. Hercules tires are built for almost every driver and every vehicle. Find the right Hercules for your story and let our strength drive yours.
Hawaii starts with feeling like you're on vacation before your vacation, and more room to sit back, spread out, and relax. Hawaii starts here. Hawaiian Airlines.
The word malama translates to taking care. We malama the land that feeds us. All of that energy that's being put in the ground gets transferred into food. It allows us as a people to thrive as well.
Learn how you can malama Hawaii at gohawaii.com/malama.
Welcome back to the 2024 Big West Women's Volleyball Preview presented by the Hawaiian Islands. I'm Chloe Clark alongside Rob Espero. Rob, let's take a look at our next group of schools, Cal State Bakersfield, UC Davis, and UC Irvine.
As you know, Chloe, only the top 6 teams will make the conference championship. So these teams will be motivated to be in the thick of the action come November. Now here's a closer look at Cal State Bakersfield.
Cal State Bakersfield fans can look forward to the team hosting the Roadrunner Classic September 5th through 7th, while they'll go against teams including Oregon State, Seattle U, and Nevada. Here's Rob with Roadrunners head coach Giovanna Mello.
All right, Giovanna Mello, head coach of Cal State Bakersfield of the Roadrunners. Great being with you today, Gio.
It's good to see you and great meeting with you as well.
In your scheduled announcement, it said that, quote, "I'm very excited about this season with this completely new group." What is it about this completely new group you've got that is creating the excitement for you?
Yeah, I just think that we have, a group of girls who really want to be good, want to be successful. I think they're the type of girls that, have gone through a lot in just like life in general. And I think that it's a very unique group, and I'm just excited about the kind of people that they are and their character and how much work they put into, even this spring to we had some changes that happened at the end of the season, and in this spring we brought in some new group and then obviously the incomers. So it's a completely different group than what we looked like last year. So and it's a group that I think have invested on each other this spring. So it's exciting to see, hopefully paid off what they have done.
Well, in 2023, your Roadrunners just missed the Big West Championship, and you've got 2 starters returning from that 2024 team. But what role do you expect them to play here this upcoming season?
You never know. Every year is so different, for us, especially when you lose some players. And so it's you have that question mark, like who's going to step up. And that's what I think it's exciting for me about this group is that I really don't know, I think some coaches, if you have a lot of returners, you're like, I know I have an idea, but I really don't know what we're going to look like. And so it's exciting for me as a coach to kind of, figure it out and go from there. But I think those two, that played a lot for us last year will have a pretty big role this year.
And finally, as a volleyball fan that's new to Roadrunner volleyball, who would you say, or what athlete or athletes would you advise them to look out for in the 2024 season?
That's a really good question. I think it's tough because I really, that's what I was saying. I'm excited to what is going to be. Obviously we're excited about our transfers. We're excited about the experience. Like I said, Kat, playing for the Canadian national team obviously has had really good experience. So I think she will bring a lot of that for us, and I'm excited to see what she does. But I do think that, some of our players who are returning, who have been here, like I said, Paige, Samia, Nene, Ella, like those players have been here for at least, a year, and they have a little bit more understanding now of our program and Bakersfield volleyball. So I would think that, hopefully one of them will be somebody to watch. But as I said, I honestly, truly do not know who's going to be that person for us. And that excites me.
That, or you're just being a really good coach and not playing favorites.
Or that, maybe.
All right, Coach, I thank you so much for your time here, and I'll look forward to seeing you in person soon.
Thank you. Same.
UC Davis will have some important matchups this year, including Purdue on September 1st, Washington State September 14th, and UCLA on September 19th. Rob sat down with Aggies head coach Dan Connors for more.
All right, I'm here with UC Davis head coach Dan Connors, and we're here to talk about this upcoming season here. But I wanted to ask you, Dan, particularly about the 2023 season, because your team finished off really strong and had a great appearance in the first ever Big West Women's Volleyball Championship. I know that it was a loss, but quite a showing by your team at the tail end of the season going into that championship.
Yeah, it was interesting for me at the end of the season. I know we didn't win our last few matches, but the energy that we had to compete and battle with the best teams in the conference was an exciting thing to be a part of. I think we had 4 freshmen starting at one point during that sequence, and so they're all coming back. And I know we lost to Cal Poly a couple times in a row, 15-13 in the 5th, and that was unfortunate for us. But a great team across the net, and I think we were feeling good. The energy at the end was like, when can we do this again? We're ready.
You did have a young team in 2023, and 2024 promises to see them back because you had those key pieces for you. Can you go ahead and talk about who those key pieces are and how you expect them to contribute or even step even higher level-wise this season?
Well, yeah, I think first to start out, every piece on the team is an important contributor in whatever role that they have. We need all our pieces moving in the same direction, and that's the goal of our culture, is to get everyone on the same page and moving toward that Big West championship. I think returning as a senior, we have Olivia Utterback, who, she's just been a phenomenal player for us, phenomenal leader for us. She had a great season last year and the year before, and we're looking for her to really excel this year. I'm excited for her because I think she felt a lot on her shoulders last year with the youth that we had on the roster, and now she's got some experienced, talented players that are going to be there next to her, and so I think it'll take a load off of her emotionally, mentally, and I think that's going to allow her to really thrive this year. But we have Julia Ng coming back, her 4th year. She's done a great job as a DS for us, and then in the libero position last year. Great passer, high energy, reads the game really well, moves well, good defender. She's quick. and she's fun to play with. I know the team enjoys having her on their side of the net. So yeah, Julia is another key piece. And then Jade Light was a starter a little bit her freshman year, but a lot last year, and is really bringing some good experience back. She's been working a lot on her game this off season, and mixing up her shots and using the block and hitting high balls deep into the court and mixing it up. So, her game's really coming along. So I think those three are really solid passing core for us. So I'm excited about our first contacts. Our ball control, I think, will be pretty solid and put our hitters and setters in good opportunities to run our offense.
All right, Dan, well, thank you very much. Chloe, let's bring that back over to you.
This season, UCI will host an Adidas Invitational September 5th through 8th, where the Anteaters play Idaho State, Portland, and Bradley. Rob has more with UC Irvine head coach Ashley Hain.
All right, with UC Irvine head coach Ashley Hain coming in on her 11th season with the Anteaters. Ashley, great to be with you here today.
You too. Good to see you, Rob.
I wanted to talk about the experience of the coaching staffs that make up the Big West, because right now about half of them have less than 4 years experience, with the other half, with you being included in that other half, being the more seasoned in their 11th and 10th seasons and so forth. But what have you seen in your time in the Big West as far as competition-wise?
I think, last year having that postseason was huge for us, getting multiple teams in. We were one of the few conferences on the West Coast that did that, to get Santa Barbara and Hawaii in was a really big deal. I think last year, we always have 3 or 4 teams in the top 50 RPI. Then we start beating each other, which is the problem. But I think this year, the conference will probably be the strongest it's ever been. From the time I was a player to the 10 or 11 years I've been coaching here, I think the top 6 spots are going to be really challenging to get into, because everybody's good and the top half are really good.
Well, you had mentioned you had a few returners coming back who are big pieces. You definitely have the firebombers of Hunter Riedel and Ella Gardner, but you also return fab freshman Nicole Feliciano, who can set and hit opposite if needed, and Campbell Jensen, libero. What roles do you expect them to play this year?
I think just, it was a challenge last year because Hunter and Ella and Nicole were both new to the program. So it took us some time to figure out their role and play to their strengths, and we've had them this whole off season. So I'm really excited for the girls you mentioned, because we've had a whole off season. There's a lot of trust built. We're doing some different things offensively now that we just couldn't do hitting the ground running last season. In addition to those 4, we've added Katie Smith, a grad transfer from USC, and she can play any position and is very seasoned as well. So it's just a totally different feeling going into this season with this team. And we only have 1 incoming freshman in Jessie Bates, and she might be challenging Nicole. They're very similar players. But just to have that depth and that trust built over season makes a huge difference for me going into this season.
Of your returning starters and this combination of newbies, and some are obviously graduate students and a freshman in the mix, but how do you feel your team is meshing so far here early on in 2024?
There's a lot of trust built. I mean, they love each other. They play well together. We had a great spring. Everybody's getting along right now. So I think we're just that much more prepared to face those long matches and have that trust built and win long matches and win the 5-setters. So I just have a lot of trust in this team.
Well, Ashley, I thank you so much for your time today, and I look forward to seeing you very soon.
Yeah, thank you, Rob.
There's plenty more to come on the 2024 Big West Women's Volleyball Preview presented by the Hawaiian Islands, including a look at our preseason poll and preseason all-conference team. All that and more after this.
The Hawaiian Islands presents the 2024 Outrigger Big West Women's Volleyball Championship. See the Big West top 6 teams battle it out for a conference crown and an automatic berth in the NCAA tournament. A record crowd packed last year's championship, so order your tickets today. Help us smash the record at the Brent Events Center on the campus of UC Irvine, November 27th, 29th, and 30th. For more information, go to bigwest.org/WVBchamps.
Bacon. Good morning, everybody. Nothing like the Jersey Mike's morning prep. The sizzling bacon, the slicing of the tomatoes, the bopping of the fresh lettuce.
Danny, what are you doing up there?
I've been living up here for months.
Got a package from Mr. DeVito?
Ooh, my bacon sniffing horn. Oh, smell that bacon. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, now we're talking. Freshly prepped every morning. It's a Jersey Mike's thing, a sub above.
There are places on this planet where the sunset truly outdoes itself. Where music is as constant as the urge to be barefoot. Where you're welcomed with love, respect, and a soundtrack. Outrigger Resorts and Hotels. Come be here.
It's easy to play it safe, but that's not our story. Only the bold. It's our mission. A call for risk takers and change makers to shine. In the classroom, in the community, and in competition. Bold is our past, our future, our passion. Bold is the next level. The Big West, only the bold.
Welcome back to the 2024 Big West Women's Volleyball Preview presented by the Hawaiian Islands. I'm Chloe Clark alongside Rob Espero. Rob, up next we catch up with 3 teams looking to step up in 2024. Here's a closer look at Cal State Fullerton, UC Riverside, and Cal Poly. The Titans will host 2 home tournaments, the Fullerton Invitational August 30th through 31st, and the Titan Invitational September 13th through 14th. They also have some other exciting matchups, including when they take on Cal Baptist September 20th and Grand Canyon University September 21st. Rob caught up with Cal State Fullerton head coach Nicole Vargas-Polster.
Hey, Nicole, great to have you on this morning. I'm looking forward to chatting with you about your 2024 team, but I wanted to ask you first and foremost what your thoughts on the ability to play in a postseason tournament here in the Big West, in the Big West Women's Volleyball Championship.
Yeah, I think it's great. I thought last year it went really well, and Long Beach State did a great job hosting, and so I'm really excited to have the opportunity to be able to play in that.
Well, let's talk about your team here. You got a very young roster with a lot of returners, but there's 0 seniors, a couple juniors, sophomore transfers, and a lot of freshmen. Now that's got to create some interesting challenges and opportunities for you. So what are you looking forward to most in this new season of the Titans?
Yeah, experience. So they've all experienced having a year under their belt. As much as we expect them to know a little bit more that second half of conference, they really haven't been through a full conference yet. So we can't really expect that. So having them go through a spring, being able to be detailed in the spring, get stronger in the weight room, are excited to get back in the gym and have that experience under our belt.
Now, you do have 3 starters back from last season that include all Big West freshman team honoree Amina Camel, senior middle Bianca Martinez, and senior outside Lila Trailer. What are your thoughts on where they're at development-wise, and what kind of role do you expect them to take this upcoming year?
Yeah, Lila is our emotional leader. She's one of our captains. And so just having her on the court is calming for everyone. And she's just grown so much since her role her freshman year, where she just played in the back row. So now, she's been a 6 rotation outside hitter for us, and she's someone that we can rely on. Bianca also been starting since her freshman year, and every year she wants to get bigger and have more of a role on the court and more of a leadership role, which is great. We like to get our middles involved, so telling her do more. We want more, so do more. And then Amina, of course, had a great freshman year. And so just having that experience of what it's like in the Big West Conference, what a full year is like, what we expect and what is expected of a 6th rotation outside hitter is going to be great.
And then I've always asked this of the coaches, and I know it's still pretty early in the season and you're getting a sense of who's going to take the leadership realm and all that. But as far as like a team philosophy or motivational statement or a missional statement, is there something that the Titans are rallying around this year?
Yeah, I think I preach to them during spring is, we have to be better and we have to do better. We have to be more detailed in the things that we do. And so when people see us on the schedule, they know that we're going to put up a fight and that we've lived, we've learned, and we're going to be better this year.
Excellent. Well, Nicole, thank you so much for today and your time.
Nice. Thank you.
Fans can look forward to watching UCR play coast to coast, where they first play in DC, head to Utah, and then land in New Orleans for the Tulane Invitational. Here's Rob with Highlanders head coach Nikki Cannon.
Hey, Nikki, got a pretty young roster here and a pretty new-looking roster, but what are your thoughts going into this 2024 season?
Yeah, we have some young ones coming in, more freshmen than we've had in the past, that's for sure, and even incoming sophomores, which is exciting. You get to think future of the program, but I think we have some really key returners coming back, which I'm super excited about. They continue to be the foundation of the program, and even some that are about to be juniors who have been with me from the very first year when I started. But I think we have some great additions, a couple juniors coming in, transfers that are just gonna help plug some holes and really complete the roster in a whole and make us a lot stronger this year, which I'm really excited about.
Excellent. Well, actually, it's a great segue to my next question for you. Does your team have a particular philosophy, motivational, or missional statement that they're rallying behind here in 2024?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So I like to call it like our roots. There's 3 of them. The first one is winning expectation. And that's not to say like the win and loss column. It's everything you do. How we do anything is how we do everything. So everything from our academics to how we show up to what does prepared look like, championship transitions, how we get water breaks, how we go from one court to the next. That is all winning expectations. And we can't expect to win if we're not doing all those little things, from practice to school to how we interact and communicate and just connect with each other. The second one is failing forward. I am a huge believer in failure and just mastering growth through failure. And that is the mindset in our gym. Like, we go hard, we go big, we're not scared to fail because we know it's just building resilience every single time. And we got a lot of years of resilience right now, all those losses, a lot of lessons learned. So, failing forward is not something to look down upon. It's just the growth that keeps happening and how we're more prepared for the next step. And then the last one is connect, trust, and love. It's, again, the glue that ties everything together. And it's really just like how we connect with us as a staff, them with each other, then, building the trust from that. And then from that comes the love. And they definitely have a lot of fun together. So it's exciting.
Well, sounds like a great team on deck for the Highlanders in 2024. Nikki, I appreciate your time. Look forward to seeing you when you are in Irvine.
Yes, absolutely. You as well. Thank you.
Here's a few exciting games Cal Poly will have this season. Arkansas on August 31st, Auburn on September 5th, and Omaha on September 20th. Rob Espero has more with Cal Poly head coach Caroline Walters.
So, Caroline, your 2023 season saw a very good Mustang team pull off an incredible 14-4 Big West record. What are your thoughts reflecting on the 2023 season?
Yeah, just incredibly proud of a group that didn't have a lot of seniors, and I think that we felt that in a lot of those reverse sweep moments, going down 0-2 and then coming back and clawing our way back. I think we had at least 5 of those over the course of the 2023 season. So, proud of a group that taught themselves how to win, really, and in a really tough Big West conference. And, to go 21-11 overall, 14-4, as you mentioned, and tie for second in the Big West, which I think was our highest finish since 2019. And to be returning everyone, nothing but good things. Looking forward for the Mustangs. So excited for a good year ahead as well.
Oh, without a doubt. And you obviously mentioned you're returning a good portion of your stars, everyone but your libero. But what I thought was interesting is with one of these stat lines, other returners, they compose 90% of your team's production in kills, sets, and blocks. Can you speak to what made that such a great and a high clip for your team?
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned we didn't have any seniors, but when you look at a Tommy Stockham, who's been on the court for us for quite a few years, a Lizzie Markovska, who had good court experience, Annabelle Falcon had been on the court in a previous year. Those are three players that were able to kill the ball at a really high level for us. And, something I didn't think we did a ton last year that we're looking to improve on as we head into 2024 is our production out of the middle. So, looking to be a little bit more balanced attacking wise in those positions, but I'm going to rely a lot on those three pin attackers to do a majority of the work for us as they did in the 2023 season.
Well, you do have a good portion of your team coming back, but I wanted to ask you particularly, I know you are pretty connected to this position, but how important is a libero? Because that's the one position that you have to fulfill again in Jalea Kima.
Yeah, very important. And as you mentioned, it's near and dear to my heart, being a former libero. And, a position that I think takes time, and it's going to take time for be it one of our returners, or we have a great freshman coming in from Turkey in Elif Hurriyet. So it's going to take some time to get that person comfortable in our serve receive rotations. Lucky that we have, a Tommy, a Lizzie that have been in those two other positions for us for a few years. So it's not that we're having to replace all three of our primary passers, but it's going to take some time for that person to get used to being in those serve receive rotations and to doing what we need them to do defensively. And then something, that I think we spend a ton of time training here at Cal Poly is our second contacts. We need them to be really, really phenomenal in second contact so that we can be putting a swing every single time we're sending that ball back over the net. So, with this extended training period, we get a little bit more time, which we're grateful for, but excited to get into the gym and get training that position so that we can hit the ground running.
Well, Caroline, I appreciate the time and your answers here today in our preview.
Of course. Thanks, Rob.
Rob, last season, Cal Poly won 9 of their last 10 conference matches. What do you like about the Mustangs?
The Mustangs have a phenomenal core of outside hitters who exist in beast mode status. So expect head coach Caroline Walters to dial that crew in to win come Big West play.
There are just 2 teams remaining, and to look at our preseason poll and all-conference team. That's coming your way right after this short break on the 2024 Big West Women's Volleyball Preview presented by the Hawaiian Islands.
The Hawaiian Islands presents the 2024 Outrigger Big West Women's Volleyball Championship. See the Big West top 6 teams battle it out for a conference crown and an automatic berth in the NCAA tournament. A record crowd packed last year's championship, so order your tickets today. Help us smash the record at the Bren Events Center on the campus of UC Irvine, November 27th, 29th, and 30th. For more information, go to bigwest.org/WVBchamps.
The word malama translates to taking care. We malama the land that feeds us. All of that energy that's being put in the ground gets transferred into food. It allows us as a people to thrive as well.
Learn how you can malama Hawaii at gohawaii.com/malama.
There are places on this planet where the sunset truly outdoes itself. Where music is as constant as the urge to be barefoot. Where you're welcomed with love, respect, and a soundtrack. Outrigger Resorts and Hotels. Come be here.
It's easy to play it safe, but that's not our story. Only the bold. It's our mission. A call for risk takers and change makers to shine. In the classroom, in the community, and in competition. Bold is our past, our future, our passion. Bold is the next level. The Big West, only the bold.
Welcome back. UC Santa Barbara and Hawaii are the final two teams in our preview. Rob, both of these teams made the NCAA tournament last season. What do you make of these two?
For UCSB, they will get you with their graces. Grace Wishpard and Grace McIntosh on the court for Matt Jones and the Gauchos. For Hawaii, none other than Kate Lang will be running the floor to the high flyer Kaylin Alexander. Now here's Chloe with a closer look at the Gauchos of UCSB.
UC Santa Barbara will have a couple big games this season, including Georgia, Stanford on September 10th, and Omaha on September 13th. Here's Rob with UC Santa Barbara head coach Matt Jones.
All right, with Matt Jones of UC Santa Barbara, and we're about to head into the 2024 season. And Matt, wanted to ask you had a remarkable debut season, going 27-5 overall, 17-1 in the Big West, winning the regular season title. And the Gauchos also received the at-large to the NCAA tournament. Looking back at that 2023 season, what are some of the takeaways and reflections you've had being the first-year head coach?
I mean, I think my biggest takeaway, honestly, was just gratitude. Like, pretty fortunate to be in that situation, you know, to take over a program where you've been an assistant for many years, you know the team, you know the ins and outs of the administration. Just, I feel like we were set up for success in a lot of ways. And obviously, a season like that isn't just like a single season. It's not a byproduct of me being a first-year head coach. It's a product of years of work. And, you know, obviously we had a pretty senior heavy lineup, you know, at least half of our 6'2", the whole passing core. And so we had a ton of experience. And so I'm just grateful to have gotten to take over a group like that in my first year being at the helm. But also, yeah, it was just a really, when you go 27-5, but you lose the last two games of the season, you know, like these, I don't know, everyone's probably just like a little bit disappointed in the way the Big West Conference tournament went and, you know, losing our first round NCAA tournament game. But at the end of the day, we had a really special season, and I think we're proud of it. And that doesn't mean that we aren't left wanting more, but my biggest reflection is, one, gratitude, and two, just, I think we had a great group, and we excelled, and just enjoyed being a part of it. And now it's about figuring out what we can do to try and replicate that kind of success in the future.
Well, it's interesting because you mentioned you have 7 redshirt freshmen, but I was also looking at who you're bringing in. You have 7 notable freshmen and a transfer from Northern Iowa. So your gym's going to be pretty young, and you'll be working with a lot of younger ladies and coaching them up and being a part of that maturity process. You've obviously been a coach for multiple years now as an assistant, now as a head, but how is that going to be like for you, taking the reins of developing not only the skills, but also the mentality of your athletes?
That's what gets me the most excited about this year, is like what you're hitting on, right? You know, I think over the last 3 seasons, we have produced a pretty consistently strong product, right? In 21 and 22, we finished second in the conference, and last year we won the regular season, right? But there was changes in and out. But, you know, I think the way a lot of people think about the game, like pin play and passing, play a big part in the sport. And that doesn't mean that the other positions don't matter. They all matter quite a bit, right? And you can tweak how your team plays to accentuate your strengths, of course. But a lot of people make the argument that passing and pin play might be the 2 biggest factors. Again, I'm not here to say what is right or wrong, but I think a lot of people might say that. And so I know there's a lot of people who are asking that question about, all right, what does our team look like when we get less experience at those positions? But as a coach, it's really exciting and fun to find out, like, you know, are we good at training? Like, are we going to get these kids up to speed faster than people think? Like, you know, and there's always kind of this debate of like, are really good programs, like, is there something just systemic in what they do that can be maintained from year to year? You're not going to be perfect every year, but like, I think really strong programs find a way to be really good year in and year out.
Fantastic answers. I appreciate it. Hey, Matt, thank you for your time today, and I look forward to catching you this season here in Big West Conference play.
All right, man. Sounds good. Appreciate the time. Thank you.
Fans can look forward to Hawaii playing against Pepperdine September 6th and 7th, along with last year's national champion Texas on September 20th, and Baylor on September 21st. Rob has an inside look at the Rainbow Wahine with their head coach, Robin Amo.
All right, I'm with Robin Amo of the University of Hawaii Rainbow Wahine. Great to have you on and to speak with you today, Robin.
Hey, thanks for having me. Excited for the season.
Oh, I think a lot of us are very excited because especially with the Rainbow Wahine, we know the following they've got. And I've got to hit you up with this first question because you had a historic 2023 season winning the first ever Big West Championship. But what did it mean for the University of Hawaii and even more so the state of Hawaii?
I mean, it's the first one. Obviously, it's exciting. I think it meant a lot more too because during we had some ups and downs during the season. And it kind of just gave us a chance to regroup and come back and, kind of show everybody what we got.
Well, you always seem to be able to coach them up, as you mentioned, but even more so, you're able to coach up even some homegrown talent because if you look at your roster, there are always some Native Hawaiian girls or Hawaiian products that are on your roster who, I mean, honestly, they are not heard of on a national scene, but they end up playing phenomenally for the Rainbow Wahine.
Yeah, I don't know if that's me. Well, it could be just a little bit, the little edge that I kind of give them. The kind of chip that you got to have, in Hawaii. Again, we're all kind of, I'm just going to use the word short here. I think some of our outside hitters are pretty good ones. They're like 5'10", 5'11", and I coach club outside, and it's like we got to make you guys well-rounded players. You can't just come and just hit. You got to be able to ball handle. You got to pass. You got to play defense. And, they end up coming in and they just work hard.
Well, let's talk about this year's team. You lost a few key pieces from last year's inaugural Big West champion team, like all-conference athlete Amber Ajiti, Riley Wagner, and Kennedy Evans. But you've also got coming back all Big West setter Kate Lang, Kaylin Alexander, and libero Taylor Ikanaga. What are your thoughts on having them back on the squad, and what kind of role do you see them playing this year?
All leader roles, and I've seen it. I've already seen it during spring. Kaylin actually had a chance to, go to the U.S. tryouts in Anaheim. I think after that, and she came back, I think she had a little bit sense of like, there's something else out there other than just college. Before, she just didn't. She's like, yeah, no, I just want to play college and I'm done. I'm like, no, girl, you have a lot of potential. But leaders, and Kate's been there. She went there this summer, training in Anaheim. I think she's going to be a big key as well. Taylor, during the spring, she had to train all by herself because of the classes she was taking. She's trying to be a teacher, so she was, teaching all day in the mornings. Just looking for them to take leadership roles.
All right, Robin, I appreciate your time this afternoon and look forward to catching you when you're in Irvine for the two that you're out here for.
There you have it, all the interviews, analysis, and team tidbits you need to get ready for the season. Rob, you get the last word. What are you most excited about as the season gets underway?
Well, Chloe, normally I would look towards the unsung heroes of liberos and setters, but this year we've got a phenomenal group of pugilistic pin attackers. That's right, outside hitters. So look forward to all that action at the pins in Big West this year.
Thanks, Rob. Fans, remember the Hawaiian Islands presents the 2024 Outrigger Big West Women's Volleyball Championship is set for November 27th, 29th, and 30th at UC Irvine. Check bigwest.org/WVB champs for more information. We will leave you with a look at the 2024 Big West Women's Volleyball preseason poll and all-conference team as selected by our coaches. for joining us on the 2024 Big West Women's Volleyball Preview presented by the Hawaiian Islands. For Rob Espero, I'm Chloe Clark. Enjoy the season.